we've got a massive potential for carbon sequestration in soil here. And especially these deep rooting plants, you know, most of the agricultural plants are only going down maybe 10 centimetres with their roots into the soil. So it's more or less only a two-dimensional area to be catching carbon in, saving carbon in. But because of the deep rooting things, you know, these chicories go down for a metre, maybe more. You're making a really three-dimensional carbon catching volume, you know, of soil. And the soil, since we've started doing this in 2000, I think it was 2009, we put our first one of these in. We've actually doubled the soil organic matter, and that is just a shorthand way of saying carbon, because about 60% of soil organic matter is carbon. So we've doubled that in that space of 9 or 10 years, which is really gratifying. And I think if we're going to have any realistic hope of changing the carbon balance in the atmosphere, we have to be increasing our opportunities for catching it through natural means, through vegetation, and down into the soil. We have impacts here as land managers or landowners that extend way beyond our boundaries. Now, one thing is we can choose, if we want to, we can choose to sequester carbon. It would be nice to be paid for it, and indeed that may happen in future, but we can choose to do that. So we can choose actively whether we're going to be an emitting farm or a sequestering farm. We were emitting perhaps 300 tonnes a year or so. We discovered that ploughing is a very big emitter of carbon, because when your soil organic matter is exposed to ultraviolet light, it oxidizes and CO2 heads into the atmosphere. And obviously that's very serious, and we don't want to be doing that too much if we can help it. So we looked about and worked out that if we're going to stop feeding our animals any cereals, we should be looking for the best possible way of feeding them on pasture. And this came up as being one of the main methods of doing a good job. And we went from emitting 300 odd tonnes to sequestering about 350 tonnes a year. And we arrive at this figure